Okay, now the course schedule. So on Thursday, the 18th, you're going to be quizzed on this podcast. You're going to be quizzed on some of the real basics, essentials of the syllabus, like how to reach me, the grade breakdown, et cetera, et cetera. Um, I'll probably test you on some aspect of the wellness because it's really important for me that you're aware of that. But if you listen to the podcast, if you glance at the syllabus, you'll do just fine. There's also going to be a map test, but I'm going to go over that too in this podcast. Now, for this week, you'll see it says reading Reese introduction, chapters 1 to 3, and material posted on Canvas. You'll be tested on that, the week one reading. You'll be tested on it next Thursday, January 25th. So this is the way I always work my courses. I have quizzes every week, and the reason I do that is I want to make sure that you keep up with the reading, you listen to the podcast, you don't just blow it off. Um, Although I guess some students still blow it off, but anyway, I do what I can. But saying that, I shouldn't be too cynical because I think this is kind of a self-selected group of students. It's a not an easy course. It's kind of an odd time, Thursday at 2:30. So I'm actually confident that this is a strong group of students. So I'm going to stop saying mean things about students. So to go back to the schedule. So the reading for this week is introduction, chapters 1 to 3, and material posted on Canvas. So I can't test you on that this week because you haven't read it. So I'll test you on it next week. So in other words, you're always quizzed on the previous week's reading and assignments. And the assignments include lecture podcasts, documentaries that I post, maps that I post. So I put and material posted on Canvas. The heart of that material, the podcast lectures or documentaries I post. So once again, you're always quizzed on the previous week's reading, the previous week's assignment. And just to make it easier, I tell you, if you look at quiz two, I tell you what you're being quizzed on. So that's the way the course works. You're always quizzed on the previous week's reading. Um, let's see now. So I'm not going to go over. So again, the week one reading is Hitler and Stalin intro, chapters 1 to 3, and the material posted on Canvas. Now, there's always too much detail in history books. Not for me and not for students that are really interested in this material, but for many students. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post an outline or post a prompt about exactly what it is I'm looking for the reading, so you have a sense of how to study the reading or the documentaries. I'll post outlines for the podcast lectures as well. So I'll give you a structure. I'll give you a sense of what it is I'm looking for uh, as you do the reading. What's important to me, I guess, and then what you'll be quizzed on. So I try to break it down so it makes sense, so you just don't get inundated with too much information, which can happen, easily can happen. I guess it can happen really in any course. So you should go into each quiz with a very decent understanding of what it is I'm looking for. And the quizzes generally will be the jump off to our class discussions, which I'm going to try to get going every week. Let's see, I'm not going to go over the whole schedule. You can take a look at it. If you have any questions, ask me. I do want to jump to the spring break. So spring break is March 11 to 15, and we're not going to have an in-class meeting on the next week either, March 21st. I'll probably post a podcast for that week. You do have a reading assignment that week, but just note in your calendar that we won't be in class on spring break, of course, but we won't have an in-class meeting either on the following week. You'll have your some things due. I'm handing out the take-home test, but I see you the week before spring break, the But you'll have plenty of time to do it, and you won't have to work on it, by the way, over spring break. It's gonna be due the week after spring break. I'm not gonna screw up your spring break by having you have to take home during your spring break. That would be an awful thing to do. But you will have a take home, but it'll be due the week after spring break. You can work on it at spring break if you want to, but anyway. Then some dates, the dates for, pardon me, for withdrawal, for credit, no credit. We can talk about it, that as we go through the course. Let's see here. Then I'm going to hand out the second midterm. I call it evaluation too. It's also the take home test. It's the same exact thing. I'll just correct it here. I'm going to hand that out on April 29th, and it'll be due during the finals period. And then while I'm at it, the Life magazine assignment, that's going to happen later in the semester in April. And that's just a very short paper based on your primary evidence of examination of Life magazine. So quizzes every week, the brief Life magazine, you're looking at that and writing about what you find. The big thing worth 60% of your grade are the two take homes, ones that's handed out before spring break, it's due after spring break, and it's one that's handed out towards the end of the semester. Again, the withdrawal date, the drop dead withdrawal date is April 30th, and I'm having the take home due on May 9th, which seems like a long time from now. So that's how the course is being run. Take a look at it. If you have any questions, please let's talk about it on Thursday. I didn't want to spend all of Thursday talking about the syllabus. I didn't want to waste a day, so that's why I recorded this lecture. And like I say, if you have any questions, unless there's something immediate, can you wait till Thursday to ask me? Because if you have a question about something, there's no doubt in my mind other students have questions as well.